welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video on the latest releases for March 2023. We've had some exciting new releases, so I'm going to be taking you through all the ones I've managed to get my hands on and give you my review, first impressions, though I do have detailed videos on all of these that I've been publishing over the past few weeks. If you're new here, then hello, welcome. We're all about perfumes. I do a video like this every month along with hundreds of other range videos, new release videos, so do check them all out. And of course there is my blog, my website, which has detailed articles on whole ranges as well. And as always, links will be in the description box where you can buy these perfumes all around the world, where they're available. With them being new, they're not available everywhere just yet. And of course, links in the description to where you can buy my perfume Empress, my soy wax candles, and of course to pre-order Aphrodite that's going to be coming out in a few months time this summer, my second perfume. Cool, so where to begin? I think the one that's had the most interest, certainly one of them, has been the new La Vie Belle from Lancome. This is called La Vie Belle Iris Absolu. Now this is, I've lost count of the number of La Vie Belle perfumes we've had. I know the La Vie Belle range is like a best-selling range. It rivals Coco Mademoiselle for like the #1 seller in different countries, different states in America. They're really known for being strong, good-lasting perfumes. And in general, I find that Lancome is very good at producing perfumes you can rely on to last. I'm a big Lancome perfume fan. So as the name suggests, this new fragrance is really all about the iris. Now last year they released Oui La Vie Belle, which had iris with sweet notes in. That's been discontinued. I thought that was a permanent addition, but it looks like it's being discontinued. I'll put links below where you can still get it, but it's disappearing. This one, however, takes the iris and makes it much more deeper, warmer, a little bit powdery. For me, this feels like a very cozy autumn winter fragrance. It's definitely feminine. And then you have got that signature La Vie Belle sort of slightly rosy patchouli undertone. So it's definitely a warm, quite intense fragrance. It's one of the heavier ones in the La Vie Belle range. In terms of like sillage, lasting power, that's all pretty good. I just think this is definitely one for iris perfume lovers, and it doesn't have any of the sweetness which is in quite a few of the other La Vie Belles. So it's definitely a Soki approved fragrance. It is a really good quality fragrance. So next up we have the new Versace. This is called Dylan Purple. This is the third Versace in this Dylan range. The previous two, Dylan Blue and then Dylan Turquoise, I wasn't that impressed with. I found them very, very weak and they didn't really last. This one I've definitely found to be much better for lasting, and you can like really smell it on yourself. It's definitely my favorite out of the three, and as the color of the bottle suggests, it's quite a fruity perfume, so it's got a bit more depth than the others. It really reminds me of Victoria's Secret. I think it's Love Spell, their body mist. It's got that quite girly Victoria's Secret vibe to it. I think it's quite a youthful scent, definitely summertime. I think these Dylan fragrances are aimed at like a summer hot weather sort of perfume market, or the advertising seems to indicate that anyway. So I do like it. I would wear this when you're in that like quite girly, fresh, fruity, fun summer mood. When the weather's warm, this is the kind of thing I'd turn to. Having said that, you know, for the same price, you could just go to Victoria's Secret and get Love Spell and save less money. So I think if it's on offer, it's quite good. And it actually comes in some stores with this Versace headband as a gift with purchase, which I have been loving. It's such a pretty headband. I think most places don't have these anymore, they're sold out, but if I can still find them, I'll leave it linked down below, because I bought it essentially just for the headband almost. Another very hotly anticipated one is the new Kayali Yum fragrance. This is inspired by Mona, the brand's founder of Kayali Fragrances, which are part of Huda Beauty, that's run by her sister. These fragrances are all eau de parfum, and I'm quite a fan of the Kayali brand. They're usually pretty good quality. This new Yum is inspired by her favorite favorite food, which is pistachio gelato, and it definitely to me smells like a pistachio gelato. I personally really get the pistachio. I think some people are saying they don't. I really get this like hazelnut, nutty pistachio note, and then you've got like a whipped cream, quite a sort of marshmallow sweet base, which creates that like ice cream feeling. The only thing I'd say about this fragrance is it's not as heavy as I expected it to be. It describes it as an eau de parfum intense. I would say this is just like a normal eau de parfum, so it's not overpowering, and then that makes it hard to place it a little bit, because normally this type of warm, nutty fragrance I would sort of wear in the autumn winter because it's quite cozy, and I think you definitely could, but because it's not super heavy, you could also wear this like throughout the year, perhaps probably more in the evening times in the summer because of that sweetness, but it's not super heavy like a lot of nutty perfumes tend to be, so it can be worn throughout the year. But some people I think are finding that this isn't as heavy as they had hoped. Personally, I don't mind, but yeah, it's just like a fun fragrance. It uses a technology which is supposed to create the same sensation as if you actually are tasting that scent, that thing, pistachio gelato, and for me that it definitely does have that effect. So if you love your pistachio nutty fragrances, this could be a good option for you. I found it layers really well with my Empress perfume as well, really brings out the gourmand notes in it. So next up we have the fourth version of Irresistible Givenchy. The original Irresistible Givenchy is like one of my favorite perfumes. It's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fresh pear and like dewy rose, got like an aquatic pear, fruity, floral. I just love it. I wear it all the time. This new one is an eau de parfum, which is great because the second and third releases were eau de toilettes and I found them too light. But this one is actually a bit darker. Again, I personally would say this is more autumnal, spring, but just not summer. It's got a rose heart, but then it has patchouli in the base, and it kind of reminds me of the discontinued Miss Dior perfume, the one that just got changed last year, and a little bit of Absolutely Blooming as well, because it has a sort of fruity top note, but really it's all about quite a classic rose with that patchouli underneath. So it's a very romantic, typical rose scent. It doesn't have the freshness of the original with that pear note. Instead, it's more a typical rose fragrance. Projection, longevity, I found like okay, sort of medium. It's a nice perfume. I love the bottle, having the colour inside the glass is really cool. I know that's really hard to achieve. So I think it's okay. It just doesn't excite me the way the original does. We have another new one from Valentino. This is again a fourth version of their Born in Roma fragrance. Is it fourth? Might be fifth. Anyway, this is just Born in Roma Intense. And this is a really warm, lovely fragrance. I think this might be my favourite of the month. You've got a bourbon vanilla and a little bit of an amberiness to this, and then you've got this jasmine heart. So there's none of the sort of fruitiness that's in the original Born in Roma. Instead, it's like straight to the jasmine and vanilla, and definitely true to their word, intense. It's warm, it's cozy, it's a little bit sexy. I think good for the evenings. Again, that warmth and that vanilla, I'd say it's more autumn winter than spring summer. I guess depends on the weather. And yeah, I really like this. I found it performed well. It does feel more intense and more concentrated than the original as well. So yeah, I really like this. I really got on with it. I found it worked really well. So I think this is my favorite release of the month in terms of, yeah, it just feels good quality and I liked it. If you like your vanillas, kind of like Alien Goddess vibes, it's a bit like that. We had a new version of Angel come out that I got in a sample, Angel Elixir. So it looks just like the original Angel, but it has a darker coloured bottle. And I ended up not buying this and just keeping the sample because for me it smelled very similar to a lot of other perfumes are out right now. It didn't have that original Angel DNA. There was none of that sweetness, warmth and complexity of Original Angel. Instead, this is a typical jasmine orange blossom with a vanilla sandalwood base. It reminds me a bit of Paco Rabanne Fame, reminds me of Valentino and Volscia Viva, which is also L'Oreal. They both make these perfumes, and yeah, it just didn't smell different to a lot of things I've smelt already. So if you're liking your jasmine and vanilla combo, Angel Elixir is nice, and don't be put off if you don't like Original Angel. The quality and the strength was good and everything, and obviously the bottle is awesome, but it wasn't something that I needed to add to my collection, you know. We have a new Hugo Boss the Scent Magnetic. So this one comes in this purple bottle. Usually they're like a brownie or an orangey colour bottle in Boss the Scent. And this uses osmanthus, which is in most of the scent perfumes, which has a slightly peachy, fruity feel to it. And then you've got ombre musk, which here is coming across a little bit sweet. And this is reminding me a bit of Ariana Grande Cloud and God Is a Woman, with that sort of musky, warm, sweet feeling to it. And I do definitely get fruitiness as well. It feels like more of a fun, light-hearted fragrance than the others in the range, with that little bit of sweetness, but it has the warmth of the ombre musk, which is really nice. I personally like this, and it will work for spring, even summer maybe, because it's not overly heavy, even though it is an eau de parfum. So something different, and a lot of people are loving the purple bottle, so I'm sure it will do well with that purple. But yeah, I liked it, and I think usually you can find these Boss perfumes discounted after a while, so if you like your ombre musks, this is one to add to the collection. We have a new release from Cacharel in their Yes I Am range that all look like these lipsticks. It's called Yes I Am Bloom Up. I love this range from Cacharel. They're really affordable, definitely probably the most affordable in this collection, except for the one I'm going to do next. And this is just summer in a bottle to me. It's red berries, it's fun, and it almost feels a bit like a lychee, those red berries. And then you've got like a peony orange blossom heart, bit of sandalwood in the base. It's just light, fun, easygoing, daytime in the summer. If you like your fruity floral fragrances, kind of like a Jimmy Choo floral or a Coach floral blush, it's kind of like one of those. And if you like your red berries, you'll definitely like this. This is one of the best red berry perfumes I've ever come across. So yeah, I like it, and for the price tag you can get this I think in the 20s, £25 maybe, the smallest size. I think it's great. Definitely recommend checking out my article and video on the rest of the Yes I Am range, because they are really affordable and underrated perfumes, I think. And then lastly, Dolly Parton has released a range of perfumes, and they've just come to the UK, and this is called Scent From Above, and this is her first. I can see that there are a bunch of other ones coming, and they all have these beautiful butterflies on the cap, and Scent From Above really reminds me of cozy, homely, sort of mumsy vibes. It's quite powdery, traditional, clean. I can definitely imagine this being something that Dolly Parton would wear, because for me, it just feels like a very mumsy type scent, I guess. And it's come out with Mother's Day, of course, coming up. I know this has been very popular with the millions of Dolly Parton fans, and I can see why. And the lid is really cool. This is very affordable. I think we're looking maybe £20 for this. I'll leave the links down below. In America as well, very affordable. So I think this will do well because it is so affordable and you're getting that really cool bottle. Cool, so yeah, that's my list of all the new releases. They'll all be linked in the description box where they're available. Do give the video a thumbs up if it's been helpful, that really helps me, and make sure you are subscribed. But that's it guys, so thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.